When you think of Ann Arbor, probably the first thing that comes to mind is the maize and blue, the University of Michigan, the Wolverines, national championships, the big house, and everything that comes along with the excitement of college football Saturdays. But Ann Arbor is more than just a football stadium and the University of Michigan. In this video, what we're going to cover is what the locals know and love about Ann Arbor and what makes it one of America's best places to live. All right, so Ann Arbor is in southeast Michigan, part of what I would consider Metro Detroit, but really kind of its own separate identity within the 5 counties that make up the Metro Detroit area. Washtenaw County is where Ann Arbor sits, and to me that whole county might as well be Ann Arbor because, you know, it kind of leaches into that whole county with its identity. And it's a big city, but it's surprisingly small, and we'll explain a little bit more about that when we get to it, but there's only 125,000 residents. And so you've got that big city culture where you can experience dining and music and entertainment and everything that you would want out of a big city, but it's got that like small town identity where people really are kind of close-knit and part of the community and really bought into it. And so if you were considering Ann Arbor, you'd be looking at about a 45-minute drive west of Detroit. It's about an hour east of our state capital in Lansing, where the Spartans play. And it's about an hour north of the Ohio border in Toledo, Ohio there. And really what's great about it, as I mentioned, is the fact that you can kind of have that suburban feel in parts of Ann Arbor, but you're also super close to shopping and dining and just really world-class options and the kind of culture that you would expect out of a big city. And while it's not just the University of Michigan, it definitely shares kind of a similar vibe that the university puts off. It's very energetic, very innovative, if you will, right? Very education based. And so it's got that kind of atmosphere that is really a draw and appealing to a lot of people. Within Ann Arbor, you have a neighborhood for every lifestyle. If you want walkability, Ann Arbor offers countless condos, lofts, things of that nature that make it real easy to just be a part of the city life, walk to a restaurant, walk to a coffee shop, visit some boutiques, all within footsteps of your house. If you like that kind of old school charm, there's the Old West Side where you can find a little bit more of a historic feel or homes with character at the very least, with tree-lined streets and parks and things that are still close in terms of, you know, coffee shops and restaurants. If you like a little bit more artsy or eclectic, then Carytown is probably going to be a good fit for you. Carytown's where the Ann Arbor Farmers Market is. There's a couple of boutique shops and honestly some of the best restaurants that Ann Arbor has to offer. If you like the idea of being in the city but like the idea of maybe a little bit more of a suburban feel, want to have a yard or things of that nature, then Burns Park or Water Hill might be a good option for you. These have a lot of parks, again, the tree-lined streets, a lot of character and charm, and really no two homes are going to be the same within these neighborhoods. So a lot of uniqueness and character that they have to offer. And if you're looking for more space and maybe some newer builds, there's plenty of neighborhoods on the outskirts of the city, some currently under construction that can give you a little bit more of modern amenities and still within a short commute of downtown. The one big thing to note is that Ann Arbor prices are going to be higher than most areas within Metro Detroit. It's a very competitive market. A lot of people want to live there, and rightfully so, because there's a lot of great things. It's a great atmosphere, great community. And so ultimately, if you want to be part of that community, you're going to have to pay for it. All right, so let's talk some food. You can't talk about Ann Arbor without its dining scene. And of course, at the top of the list, you have to mention Zingerman's Deli. It wouldn't be a video about Ann Arbor if you didn't mention Zingerman's, because it's known nationwide for its sandwiches. But the dining scene doesn't end there. You've got some other great options too. Too many to really name altogether, but Frida Batidos, Cuban-inspired street food for my vegan crowd or people that want plant-based. There's the lunchroom. If you're looking for more of an upscale type of environment, you can check out Pacific Rim. But really, the area is so culturally diverse that you can find Mediterranean, you can find Mexican, you can find Italian, Japanese, Ethiopian. Really, any kind of food that you're looking for, Ann Arbor has got you covered. covered. In addition to great food, Ann Arbor has a thriving arts and culture scene. The Ann Arbor Art Fair is one of the largest art fairs in the nation, brings in hundreds of artists, thousands of visitors each year. And so if you're an art junkie, this would be a great event for you. Plenty of galleries within the city too, if that's your thing. If you're a movie person, the Michigan Theater and the State Theater, both historic theaters, showcase a lot of indie films, so you can catch a flick on a regular basis and kind of get a little history there with it. Or if you're a music lover, there's plenty of options for that as well. The Carytown Concert House has classical concerts. You can see live bands at different restaurants and pubs throughout the city. And there's also an event going on at any given time throughout the year. So always something to do within the city. If you love the outdoors, Ann Arbor delivers. You have the Arb, which is full of scenic trails. It's got beautiful gardens. Annually in the spring, there's a peony festival. You also have Gallup Park, which is right along the Huron River. So if you're into kayaking, biking, running, things of that nature, all kinds of trails that are right along the river there. So great option as well. And you also have the Border to Border Trail, which connects the city with paths. So again, if you're looking for different views when you're running or bicycling, as we called it, another great option that, connects you throughout the city. And I always like to make sure that I hit on the golf courses that are within a particular community, and Ann Arbor is not short on golf. The one that stands above them all, though, is the University of Michigan's golf course. Very exclusive, difficult to get a tee time, but a great course, really challenging, and a course you really got to add to your bucket list if you're anywhere within the area and are a big golfer. Now, if you have school-age children, obviously schools is going to be important to you as well, and Ann Arbor really nails it here as well. Consistently ranked one of the best school districts within the state, and I like to measure school districts typically by their high schools, and Ann Arbor is comprised of 3 primary high schools: Pioneer, Huron, and Skyline High Schools. And all 3 on gradeschools.org are considered 10 out of 10s currently. And so you're going to get strong academics, but you also have plenty of extracurriculars. And if public schools aren't your thing, then, there's also plenty of charter schools and private schools that you can explore as well. Now, if you want to live in Ann Arbor, but also work in Ann Arbor, there's a thriving economy here as well. Obviously, the University of Michigan is one of the biggest employers within the community, especially when you factor in U of M Hospital. There's also the VA hospital within Ann Arbor. So healthcare is going to be a big industry. Academics, obviously another big industry, but really seeing a lot of tech companies thrive in the Ann Arbor area, a lot of startups. And the fact that it's so close to Detroit, our automotive industry as a whole within Michigan is huge. And so that's going to be a big factor. And just engineering and supply chain as well, also going to be easy to find within the Ann Arbor area and Metro Detroit in general. Now, of course, no city is perfect. Ann Arbor might not be a fit for you if you're concerned about cost of living. As we mentioned earlier, housing prices are competitive within the Ann Arbor area. Traffic is also a little bit of an issue, especially the closer you get to downtown. And we're always fixing the roads here in Michigan, and Ann Arbor's no different. So there's a lot of detours that you can expect during the summer months, especially. And if you don't like big crowds, because frankly, the Big House being a huge football stadium, other different events going on at U of M or within Ann Arbor are going to bring a lot of people, a lot of congestion, and a lot of navigation and detours. And so it's not for everybody. It can just be a destination city if you're thinking about the Metro Detroit area. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of culture, a lot of activities, a lot of events going on. And so if you prefer suburban life and maybe Ann Arbor is too big for you, then that's okay too. But overall, I think that it offers a lot. It's got that big city feel, but also kind of that small town charm. I don't personally know of another place like it. It really kind of checks all the boxes if you want walkability and have the means to do so. But overall, we hope that you found some value in this video. Hopefully you learned something about the city that you didn't know already. And if you're curious about what the current inventory within Ann Arbor looks like or what current pricing looks like, my team and I would love to help you at least navigate if it's a possibility for you. If it's a move that you're considering in the near future, or if it's a move that you're still several years out from, we'd be happy to be your go-to resource for everything that is Michigan living. And so I'm Ryan Rathel, and thanks for watching the video.